Hello everyone, welcome back to your channel. If you're visiting the channel for a very first time, then this is my small introduction. I'm thankful for each and every member because it's just you and only you who is helping me and this channel to grow. I thoroughly enjoy learning and sharing Salesforce knowledge with you. Please keep watching, sharing and motivating others to subscribe to your channel. Let's start with today's topic. So today we are going to talk about in the day 12, the topic which is very important is sharing sets. And in this, we will learn all the prospects of the sharing sets. That means in depth we will learn. We will learn the use, we will learn the benefit, we will learn the mechanism involved, we will learn the limitation, and we will also see the why when we have the sharing rule, which we have already discussed in the previous session, why we are using sharing sets here. Now, sharing set is very important when we are targeting the high volume communities or portal. So this means the sharing sets we use for high volume communities or portal. Now, let's go the term by term, because I will be showing you the practical how to create a sharing set, but let's understand each and every term involved, because this would be clear when you appear for an interview or when you the work, so that will be easy for you when you have the clarity with every term. So what is a high volume community or portal? See, high volume community and portal means when you have the authenticated external users in between the thousands and millions. When I'm saying the in between thousands and the millions, which means any community or a portal which have the thousands of the authenticated, I'm using the term authenticated external users, and also can have the millions of the authenticated external user, which is a very large number of the authenticated external users you are targeting. What is the authenticated external user? Though I have already discussed, but I am again just for a clarification, I'm bringing this point in front of you because there should not be any doubt. Authenticated external user means user which you create in your Salesforce. We have created our external users in the previous sessions. Correct? Clear the confusion? Now, so when we have to target such a large number of the authenticated external users, we use profile, which means that we create our sharing set on profile. Now, one sharing set is permitted on a profile and one object. Means one sharing set is permitted on one profile and one object. Now, why we are using the profile? See, here, I'm going to cover the topic comparison with the sharing rule. With the sharing set, we have overcome the performance issue which we have experienced using role. Sharing rule uses the role in a public group. So the performance issue which we have, faced, we have overcome here in the sharing set by using profile. So what we use here, we use profile and we use sharing group. I will discuss about the sharing group, but let's talk about the mechanism first. So what mechanism sharing set use? So sharing set use mechanism known as access mapping. Now this is of the two types. Okay, two types: direct and indirect. Now, what is direct and indirect? So let's say, first I'm going to talk about direct. So direct means anything which is direct in the relationship, right? Let's say, when we say, direct, that means there is nothing in between the 2 points, correct? Let me, show you. This is my point, okay, A, and this is my point B. So if I have to say direct, that means direct. There's nothing in between A and B. But when I'm saying indirect, that means A is connected to C, and through this, it is connected to your B. Agree? So, same is the meaning of here, direct and indirect. Now, understand in terms of the Salesforce, in terms of the sharing sets. So let's say you have the case, your external, the users are, having the access, or you can say the ownership of the case. Now you want to share the account associated with the case to any other external user or to your internal user. That means direct relationship. For example, you are external user, you have the ownership of a case, and that case have a account. Direct relationship, direct relationship, right? And you want to share, you want the the facility, you want the method to share your account to either or the some external user or to an internal user. But let's say you have the case ownership, that case is associated to an asset, and that asset is associated to an account, and now you want to share account, correct? So what we have in between? We have in between asset, and therefore it becomes indirect, correct? Now, if you are clear with this, now I will talk about the sharing group, because now it will be easy for you to understand. So we are sharing our record. So sharing group allow high volume experience cloud user record to share with authenticated external and the internal users. And this is the requirement, or this is the purpose of the sharing rule. I repeat, it allows the high volume experience cloud users record to the authenticated external and the internal users. Okay, but remember, this cannot be used to share records. I'm sorry, this cannot be, the weather is outside, the very bad, so I have a throat problem. So coming back to the topic, sharing rule. So as I said, the sharing rule help us to share the record, the high volume experience cloud users record to a authenticated external and the internal users, but that doesn't mean to the guest user. For a guest user, you have to create guest user sharing rule. This we will see in the next session. Okay. Clear till here? Then we are good to proceed. So we saw the benefit. We understood the use. We understood the mechanism. We understood the comparison. Now, what is the limitation? Limitation is that you cannot use these records which has been shared using the sharing sets in your reports and dashboard. This is the limitation. Okay. Now, sharing set support following objects: account, asset, case, contract, custom object as well, service, contract, user, and work order. Okay, so this is this is all the theory. Now let's start with our practical session. Okay, now one more thing is that when you talk about, before we start with the practical session, one more thing is when you use the sharing group. Okay, so sharing group is associated to a sharing set. Okay, because when you are creating the sharing group, it is associated to a sharing set, and one sharing group is permitted on a one sharing set. Correct? And it gives a the full access of a record shared in the sharing set. Okay, let's see the practical. So this is the I have the org here. So this is our Salesforce org. We clicked on the gear icon and we have the setup here. Now when we have the setup here, we will be typing digital experience. See, in the the older documents, you might be somewhere you might find the community settings. So that those are the older documents. So we have a digital experience. In this, we will click the settings. And let it load. We will scroll down Here we have the sharing sets. We will click on the new. Okay. Now we will give the name here. Now what is, what I have, let's create a scenario. So let's say we have the requirement, okay, to share the account associated to a contact. Okay. So let's say you are a external user and you want that your account should be shared through a the sharing set to some other external user or an internal user. Okay. So share account, or I should say day 12. Now select profile. So here I will be selecting the profile. Okay. I selected the profiles. Okay. Now, when I have selected the profile, so this is, the section, the profile to whom you want to share your records with. Okay. Now the object. Now here you have to understand. Let me, may open this as well to make you understand. Here, the objects you will see, I have already mentioned the, the objects which is available. Okay. And what, let's say if the account is, for example, if let's say if the account is not available in the list, okay, then what you will check is here those objects will not be available whose OWD is public read write. For example, let's see about this account. Okay, so if I'm going to make it as a public read write and save, it will disappear from here. Let me refresh. See, it is not available now. So one more second. Let me refresh again. So what I'm trying to say is, if the object have the access as public read write, then it won't be available. Okay, but if the object have the public read only, it will be available. Private, it will be available. Only if the the access will be public read write, it won't be available. Okay. In terms of the custom object, if that custom object do not have the the lookup field, either I mean the lookup field either for the contact or for the account, then it won't be available here. Okay, so in case if you see that the your any of the standard object or a custom object is not available here, so I have shared the possible reason so that you can use it, you can identify it and can correct it. Okay, see, account is available now here. So let's go and create day 12, and I'm selecting the profile. So to this profile I'm selecting because with the sharing set I want to share my record to the users having this profile. Okay, if I select more, then it will be shared to those profiles as well. I'm selecting the account. Okay. Now, this account where I'm selecting is, or let's say I'm selecting the case. So this case, if I'm selecting here, it will be available here, because that means that you are holding a, the case object, you are holding a case record. Let me show you. Okay, that means you are holding a account record. Okay, so our requirement is we want to share the account associated with a case which is we are owning, we are the owner, you are as the external user, you are the owner. Okay, so we have the case object here. Now we will click setup and we will do the access mapping. So here we have the section grant access where user account matches target case account, and you will give the access. See, user account equal case account. This is the access mapping you have given, and what the access level you have given is read only. Okay, now you will save. Correct, this is available here. So now you have to test it, and before ending, let's say now you must have the confusion. Now let's say anytime you have added an external user. Okay, for example, let's say just for example, I'm saying anytime you have added the new the customer user to the account, so they will also have the access to the all the cases associated with that same account. Okay, so the task is that you will test it whether this is working or not, and do let me know if in case you stuck, if you face any challenges or need any explanation on any term, any till today, any the session which we have covered. In the next session we will be covering the new topic again, more in towards the advanced level. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, keep learning.